Hi boys and girls, for today's DIY you need toilet paper rolls, you will need scissors, glue stick or glue, maybe some tape, a ruler, markers, and construction paper. It'll be even better if you have googly eyes. Okay, the first thing you want to do is get your green paper. We will be making Frankenstein first. I am measuring to see how wide I need to cut my paper, so I just put the toilet paper roll on the edge of the green paper and I made a line, and then I made a bigger line using a ruler. Now we start rolling the toilet paper in the green paper and cut where you think is enough to cover the toilet paper roll. I used a little bit of tape to hold down my paper. I'm rolling it and then I will be gluing it. Now we get our black construction paper and you're going to cut a long rectangle. This long strip will serve as Frankenstein's hair. I folded it in half so I didn't have to cut that much. So when you fold it in half, whatever you do on one side will be the same on the other side. And I just cut triangles all the way through. Now when you open it, you have Frankenstein's hair. Now I'm measuring it around the top, and then once I know where I need to put some glue, I put it on the table, put some glue, and wrap it around. Now we get the same construction paper we had, and we're going to cut another strip. These strips will serve as Frankenstein's eyebrows and mouth. I noticed it was a little too thick on one end, so I cut it down a little bit more to my liking. You can make his eyebrows as thick or as bushy as you'd like. I made mine a little smaller. Before I put glue on it, I measured it and saw if I liked the fitting. I did, so I put some glue on it and we stick it on. They do not have to be straight. As you can see, mine are a little sideways. And I'm holding them down because they kept getting unstuck. Okay, now I have a white construction paper and I'm making the eyes. Also, if you have googly eyes, you don't need to do this part. I cut a square out because, again, I am folding my paper. And then when I cut the circles, I will have 2 sets of eyes instead of 1. As you can see, I got 2. And then I got another pair, and this will serve for other character. Some little black circles as well, and I put them inside the white circle. You can also have the googly eyes go on here, or you can grab a marker instead of making the smaller circles. And then I cut another rectangle, and this will be his mouth. Frankenstein is done. Now we're going to do the mummy. For this, you need a paper napkin or toilet paper and googly eyes. Or you can make your own as we just did. I left my napkin folded and I just opened it so I can cut 2 strips. Now I have 2 long strips that I can use. And you just wrap it around any way you'd like. I realized I needed a little bit more for the top of the mummy's head. Now that we wrap that, we get the eyes and we glue those. I have my paper folded again, and I just made my scissors go in a circle, and I got 2 little eyes. And he's done! Now I'm doing the same thing for the vampire. For this vampire, you need tan paper. My paper is a little tan, but you can't really see it on camera. Black, red, and white construction paper. I did the same thing where I measured the size I needed, the width for the toilet paper roll, and then I used my ruler to make a straight line, and then we cut it. Some glue stick, and I'm rolling my paper. I'm pressing it down to make sure it sticks well. We need a lot of glue. Now that that's covered, we're going to get the black construction paper. This will be the top of the vampire's head. I thought that was a little too thick, so now I'm going to go and cut it into a V in the middle. As you can see, I curved my scissors, and you curve them, and then you get a V. And that'll be the front of his face. Now that that's glued, we move on to the eyes. Again, if you have googly eyes, you can use those instead, but I don't have any on hand, and I didn't want to buy any, and which is okay. And you gotta make sure they're sticking, so press them down. For this one, I'm going to use a marker and draw the eyes. And a mouth. You can draw the mouth a little higher. I think I did mine a little too low. Now we're going to cut out some fangs. I just did 2 V's and I have the teeth. A little bit of glue, and we glue them right on the mouth. Now we're going to make his little cape. Well, mine is the neck part of the cape, not a long cape. So I just measured it, how big I wanted it, and I made it a little thick in the middle so I can put glue. And folding it allowed it to come towards me so it looks like his cape is sticking out, or at least the collar of his cape. Now we're cutting out a bow. My bow looked a little too big, so I folded it again, and I made my triangles a little bit smaller. Still looked a little too big, so I made them even smaller. There we go. I like this size, so I put a little bit of glue and I put it underneath his fangs. And then he's done. Now for our last character, we are making a bat. You need green, black, and white construction paper. As you can see, I'm folding the top of the toilet paper roll inward so we can create his ears. I did the same thing. I measured the black construction paper to make sure that it would cover the width. And then I'm rolling it and we cut. Put some glue down. And I decided to put a little bit of tape to hold it down because it was not sticking with the glue stick. Now we're folding the top of the construction paper down to make his ears black as well. You gotta push it down and pinch the corners. You can even put a little bit of tape or glue to hold it down. Now we did little fangs for our bat. They're so little. Now I have a green paper and I folded it in half as well. So when I made my circles, I had two eyes. Now for the wings, I got two pieces of construction paper and I made a curve and then kind of small rainbows in towards the outline. As you can see, it's a little bit so now I have my two papers and I am cutting them as they are on top of each other. And then when I separate them, I have two wings. I folded it a little bit so I can have an easier way of gluing them down, and I'm using tape. Now I put it where I want to tape it, and I do the same for the other side. And you want to make sure that you put it on the right side. Now if you can see, we can't see the the tape, but if we flipped the bat, you would be able to see it on the back. Now we grab our marker to do the eyes, and he's done. And here are our characters. Can you make Haunted Mansion for them? Or what else can you create? I want to see your work, so send me some pictures.